Hello, ladies and gentlemen. After a fantastic pitch at Demo Day, or rather, quite a few fantastic pitches at Demo Day, we have with us today Vignesh and Mahindra, the CEO of Gel Technologies and the CTO of Gel Technologies, respectively, with us. So this will be a question and answer session. This is where you get to ask your questions to the founders of the startups. Um, for more information related to this company, this is the place to ask if you want to know more about their future plans or want clarification on their business model or the technology they use to go to market their strategies. This session will try to seek several of these answers in addition to any other questions you have. So we'll be taking your live questions as we go here, and you can post them uh, in the company page, which is startupdemoday.live/startups/gel technologies. And I'll be reminding you periodically about posting your questions. So, jumping over to the first question, Vignesh, can you tell us a bit about the pollution monitoring industry in general? How big is this market? How has Gel Technologies been a important player in this field? And it will also be nice for the audience to know a bit about the background of your team.
Thank you
Over to
for
you.
very nice introduction, Indra. Uh, Pollution is an fifth largest killer. I think everyone will know. And India is again we are suffering a lot for the pollutions. So in terms of number, I can say the worldwide pollution monitoring market is about 16 billion USD, and is again projected to reach 26 billion by 2026. So, in terms of India scenario, so uh, the Delhi is only highlighted as a polluted city, but across the India we do have a lot of pollution, and people are still need to know the real fact of pollutions. So we started our journey back 2015. So that time back to 2015 and early 2016. Uh, that Delhi pollution problem was highlighted in few media players and newspapers and everywhere. So we started thinking to do something for the pollutions. So me and Alpesh was like sort of a nature lover person, and we have started doing something for the pollution measurement. So being a tech company, we are already starting work together for software manufacturing, but still there is an IoT product need for pollution measurement. So we are immediately jumped to that IoT space, and we are like started developing such products. So Mahindra is also start at the same time. He's also starting his career, and he's the first one person who's starting developing the such products. We are doing a lot of research on that particular segment. We do utilize a lot of company sensor, a lot of controller. So they are a huge technology background needed for the pollution measurement, because it's not something easy stuff. So we are doing a lot of research on that particular background, and since like last 4 5 years, we are continuously improving our products. So start from the smaller one, then doing some value addition on that particular products, and doing some even more as on the required by the market. So we do selection of right technology, right sensors, right controllers, and many more things. We started developing the better and better version of that pollution measurement segment.
So on this note, I would like to ask you.
Yeah.
So what is the chief differentiator of your technology? Like maybe you can elaborate a bit on the sensors you used. What's the computing algorithm you use? Is it something related to edge algorithm, edge computing, or there is some AI ML component also involved here?
Yeah. Mahendra
Yeah,
is the right person can
yeah,
answer.
yeah. When we have started in 2015 and 16, then we are using microcontrollers. Okay, so we have a one envision in our mind that we need to design a very tiny device which can easily be fitted on any wall or pole, the existing infrastructure. Here I'm going to talk. Okay, so the reason is choosing a control is that to make the device very low power, okay, and to fully work on the solar power. Then after we just got to know that we can introduce lots of the communication protocols on the top of it, let's say the Wi-Fi, the GPRS and Ethernet connectivity and so on, because we are going to sell the products to our customers, and when the customers have the the multiple connectivity options, then they may ask to us, hey, why don't you use this kind of module or maybe this communication protocol. So then we got to know that we should go with the microprocessors and we should go with the Linux kernel modules. So right now we are using a microprocessor, and if we talk about the edge computers, then right now we are not using edge computers. The reason is that we are sending data to the AWS, and we have a we have a AI
Right.
algorithm which is deployed on the AWS. So when
Hmm.
you design the edge computer, okay, then that consumes a very high power. Let's say the people are using the
Right.
NVIDIA Jetson and the NVIDIA processor, which
Mhm.
has the edge computer, okay, or edge accelerator. So that will consume the too much power. So if we talk about any battery operated device or the low power device, then that is not possible with
Mhm.
the edge computer. So right now we are
Okay.
using a very low power NPU, and we are sending the data to the AWS, and we at the end AWS we have a AI algorithm.
Right. 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 Okay. So now that we know a bit about you guys, your company, and the technology we use, we have got some questions in the Q&A dashboard as well, and this is also a reminder to the people watching us. Please keep posting your questions so that we can answer them. So one of the first questions I get here is that uh, there seems to be a perpetual disagreement on what percentage of the air pollution in North India is caused by stubble burning or the Diwali festivities. So is AQI monitoring capable of laying that argument to rest so that actual policy decisions can be made here?
Yeah, we all know the pollution is northern India is having a highly polluted belt, and you might be like surprised. It's starting from the Haryana regions where the farmers are burning that solid waste after harvesting, and they are 35 million tons of that solid waste they are burning. So there are a lot of even dust and the carbon particles are moving that entire belt starting from Delhi to towards the till up to Odisha belt. So yeah, of course, we need to be deployment to a lot of devices across that particular belt and uh, find out the real and the percentage of reason of that the highlight of that pollution level, so that will be helpful to the even government and the policymaker to take some corrective actions. So yeah, of
Mhm.
course, like in government right now adopting even analyzer based technology, which is again very even highly uh, costly and having a lot of operation maintenance and space, but the sensor based technology can be useful for mitigate that problem towards that the entire northern India belt. So of course, we need to install a lot of devices across there, and we need to generate real-time data for the pollution, and like you can highlight the real fact of each and every small cities or maybe small regions where the pollution source, and government come up with some right policies to take some corrective actions. Might be not burning that particular stubble or something, or might be use some other technology to utilize that stubble to making some fuel on top of the that. So that kind of corrective action can be possible for yeah, of course, for northern India. And the second one is asking for even crackles also. So that also be like we already have a pollution due to that PM 2.5 and some dust particles are there, but still we are utilizing that even that, that crickles and all. So that also cause increasing the level of pollution across the Delhi and entire northern belt.
Does this mean you have as stakeholders government bodies as well, like CPCB, for example?
CPCB is the governing body across the India who is taken care of pollution measurement and the
Mm, mm,
mitigation policies to come up. So far, like they are utilizing the conventional technology. The conventional technologies, like again initiated by US EPA, so which is the
right.
worldwide governing body. So they likely to come up some guideline with utilization of sensor-based technology. But so far,
Mhm,
they are again having the conventional technology, and even CPCP is again partially adopted the same technology, which is again analyzer based, which is expensive. Like we can't have the real picture if we install one or two devices for a city. Like in Delhi, they do deploy a lot of devices, but apart from Delhi, across the India, even CPCB is also deploying a very less monitoring station because of like they do have a lot of even investment and the stuff. But still, if even CPCB come up with some guideline and adoption of sensor-based technology. So that
mhm.
should be some great for the startup like us. Like we are also working and some more also working in this particular segment. So that should be helpful to deploy our devices across the many different departments in government as well as even industries and a lot many places. So
So, so on
that's
that
how.
note, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so on
please.
that note, what will be your expansion plans in the Indian and the international markets going forward?
So far, India is again a very big market for us. So very less activities has been done by even government bodies. Still, there is a lot of traction going on. CPCB along with MOEF, even NEERI is also doing a lot of activities across that. Even last year budget, they're announcing a lot of amount like something 4,500 crores for budgeting for mitigation of pollution crisis. Even yesterday also Nirmala Sitaraman was announced some 2,200 crore more for immediate effect for some 14 states to
Right.
so mitigate some air pollution crisis. So I
Mm-hmm.
can say that India itself is a very big market, and
Right.
so far there is a very less penetration of utilizing a sensor-based technology. So of course
Mm-hmm.
we are working to closely to lot of government bodies, lot of even NGOs and some of the communities. He's eagerly working for some environmental stuff. So
Right.
even in last after that COVID and all, people are more conscious for health and more conscious for the pollution part. So we do have a lot of traction going on. A lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of NGOs are associate with us and start even discussing for mitigate and getting the real source of pollution and help to society for making better breathe for even current generation as well as working towards for even our future generation also.
Right, right. So at this moment, I will like to remind the audience that we'll be taking your live questions as they come, as much as possible within the time restrictions we have here. And in the same page where you post the questions, you also have the opportunity of contacting the startup directly. So yeah, just to keep that in mind, we'll take up the next question that has come to us, and it says you can measure the amount of methane and particulate matter in the air. What is the sensitivity with which it can measure methane from landfills and particulate matter from waste burning sites?
So
Yeah. Yeah. So exactly, yeah, we are measuring the methane. Actually, we have a plug-and-play solution over here. So when we design the solution, then we have a fixed sensors initially. Okay, then after we came to know that we can introduce lots of sensors within the same hardware. So we have designed the plug-and-play solution, and methane is also one of them out of the the pollutants which is suggested by the CPCB. So right now we are measuring the methane for the odors, and methane is also important parameter. So we have a methane sensors over here, and the PM 2.5 and 10 is also there. If we talk about the sensitivity, then that is in terms of ppb and the ppm as well. So that is again depends on the industry at where we are deploying the solutions. Okay, so let's say if you need to sense the air quality at the at the ambient condition, that we are normally installing. So you will have to the sensors which has a ppb level sensitivity. So maybe the penetration of such gases is very low in normal condition. So we will have the sensitivity in ppb level. But when you are deploying the solutions at the any industrial environment, then you will have the ppb level of the measurement. Okay, so at where we are plugging the ppb the sensors which can measure the ranges in terms of ppb. Okay, so if we talk about the ranges, then the methane has the ppb level solution and the ppb and the ppm both. And if we talk about the dust particles, that is in terms of microgram per meter cube. So right now we have a solution that can measure around 10 to 1000 microgram per meter cube, both for both PM 2.5 and 10.
And that's a very high sensitivity in your field.
Yeah,
that
that is the accuracy is around 10 microgram per meter cube. And if we talk about the gases, then that is around 5 to 2.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Another question I see here in the Q&A is about your competitors. So who are your competitors in this field? What is the USP of your products that differentiates you from your competitors?
You can answer, Mahendra.
Yeah. See, if we talk about the sensor-based technology, then there are lots of people started the use of the sensor technology, but there is no any the proven or 100% based solution available in market. The reason is that there is a very less policy that you found in the recent scenario because of the the conventional technology. And if we talk about our competitors, then there are few companies who are making a sensor-based technology since 2012 or 2010. Let's say the Libelium is also one of them. That is Europe-based company. So they have the plug-and-play based solution from where we have also inspired from the Libelium. And if we talk about the difference between their solution and our solution is that mostly Libelium adopting the technology which is already the people using from so many times. Let's say they are building their products based on the microcontrollers, let's say the Arduino platform. Okay, but recently we have started the the MPU processor, the MPU on which we can do edge computing as well if we want. So right now we also proposing a plug-and-play solution, but our the microprocessor and microcontroller that is more powerful as compared with the Libelium. So that is our plus point. And second thing is that we are also introducing a plug-and-play solution over here. And recently we have introduced the NB-IoT. So if we talk about the Indian business industry or Indian IoT industry, then NB-IoT is also new to us. Okay, there are a few companies who has started the installment of the NB-IoT, and Reliance Jio is also one of them. So recently we have introduced the NB-IoT. So since we don't have any architecture over here, but still we have NB-IoT on the top of it. So that is our plus point. So we are adopting the technology very fast as compared with our competitor.
Right. That's
so,
awesome.
So even I'll just add a few more points. Like again, it's look like a very simple things, but it's required a lot of research in terms of selection of sensors, because there are the n number of companies are available who provide the sensors, starting with even 1 rupees to 1 lakh rupees of sensor. So
yes.
Utilize that particular sensors, utilize that even the right algorithm, low power solution, and even the cabinet design for air circulation, for the placement of sensors. So lot many things to need. So since last 4-5 years, we do have a lot of understanding to put right things on making a right device. So even that's also required a lot of effort in terms of manufacturing the right hardware. So that's how we are differentiate with our competitors. So there are few players across the even India also, but still lot of traction is going on even from last even few years. There are a lot of highlight even with the people also, and lot of awareness are come up. So lot of companies are coming up, but still we are working with since last 4-5 years. So we do have the better positioning across the market.
Right. So coming to the point of manufacturing, I have a question here which asks you, how do you manufacture, where do you manufacture your device?
We manufacturing our device here locally in India only. So we
Hmm.
only outsource the sensor part,
Hmm.
and the main controller we just outsource. So rest of the entire things is done here locally in India. Start with making the PCB, the component testing, the board bring up, entire testing facilities. We do have an entire lab here for even calibration of the entire sensors, and including that hardware part. So we do have a even a few vendors we are working with, and they do help us to make a right hardware. We do have even a lot of even different vendor for supplies us some components for making that particular hardware. So you can say it's a completely made in India product. Only the sensor parts part was outsourced. So rest of the things are completely made in India.
Right. Right. Um, yeah, I have another question here which asks you, how are the values you monitor actually helping the people? What are the kind of actions your device or the app tells people to do? How does it work?
So by installing the device, we are generating the real-time data for the pollution in terms of toxic gases, in terms of dust particles, in terms of other environmental parameters. Okay, so we are not only the generating the data, but we are just evaluating the data. We are just do lot of research and lot of algorithm utilize AI and ML, and we are generating the some sort of the things which is like again useful to the source detection of that particular problem, as well as the problem where it is coming from. And the our AI and ML platform will give you some actionable alerts. Like so far we are generating the data, so it's not immediate useful to the general public, but we are just generating some AI and ML, and we do some focus algorithm and give you the source of detection and futuristic aspects. So that will be really helpful. Like say for example, if there is an CO was high side, so what is the problem of the CO? What's the health impact is coming for, how the scenario was in last month, how was the scenario in last 6 months, in last year. So that should be like analyzed completely and will give you some futuristic alerts, like it will be increasing gradually, and that might be have a problem of this kind of health impact can be possible for the person who is living that particular area. So
Hmm.
that sort of activity we are just doing on top of the that, and we are not only just generating the data, but we'll give you some actionable alert for customer as well as even government and the policymakers.
Right. Right. So on a similar note, I have another question here. As you're a startup, you must have faced some complexities or challenges within your IP strategy. Can you elaborate a bit on that?
So there are a lot of difficulties to again not only the manufacturing
Yeah,
side,
I mean,
because
I
we
mean,
are
you can also mention the other difficulties you face as well. That will be
yeah.
of a good talking point.
Because we are a techie guys, so we do can manufacturing whatever we need. But the difficulties in terms of like you might be knowing that pollution is something where people really doesn't have a real awareness. So whenever we are pitching to our devices to some corporates or maybe some government bodies, people are not really like immediately adoption of that particular device. Like people are asking, why do I buy your devices, why do I utilize your device in generating data? So if I generating data, like what is the next, like what should I do if the pollution is there in some place? But that problem we are facing initially, I'm just talking about back 2017 and 18, but nowadays even government are even more active, doing a lot of activity. Municipalities are doing a lot of activity for installing even uh, a lot of sensors and generating the real-time data. So earlier we do have a long selling cycle. People are not really like to interest for adopting a technology, and they are not really happy to go with the sensor based technology, and having a always problem, whatever data is generated, whether the data is reliable or not. So there are few difficulties we are facing, but we are improving a lot. We develop a right product as the market needed, and even government also are doing a lot of activity. So there are a lot of traction going on. A lot of even
So,
NGOs
so,
are
so, so
working.
a follow-up question is, you mentioned the people do not seem to trust the data. They find that it might not be reliable enough, right? That's what you said. So how do you go about solving this problem? How do you change this perception? What's the kind of quality assurance you
It's a
have?
simple thing. Like we started from our city, so we deploy devices privately to our cities. Like it's started from my city, and later on we do a deployment in various places. So like in my city I'm talking about, we are deploying a few devices privately. We are generating data, we
Mhm.
are displaying to our website and applications. We do even do few marketing activity for people who is utilize and download our application to see the real-time pollution data for particular area where the people are living. We do few advertisement across the city, and people can aware there are instrument available which is installed nearby my place, and
Mhm.
can be knowing the real pollution level. Later on, we are just we do have a the big pilot is done in the nearby town, which is Silvassa and Daman, which is the Union Territory, you might be knowing. So we
Yeah.
do meet the pollution control committee people. We do meet collectors and start a pilot project where again we install a 15 unit across the territory, which is including even residential, industrial, and few across roads. So that was the big pilot we like completed. We generating the real-time data. We are displaying on a 4 5 different places with the big hoardings and everything. So the
Mhm.
people who is passing through that particular area and can see the real-time pollution data will give you the real-time graph. Even the color codes are there, so can be easily identified the which pollutants are high in particular area. So that should be like starting creating awareness among the people, and later on even lot of even the newspapers and articles are coming up, because every year pollution is only highlighted in a winter season. So it's always less in the summer and rainy season. So it's our right season for us to pitching our customers. So winter is already started.
Yeah.
So parallelly, we do a lot of activities, and the government is also doing a lot of activities. So nowadays, the awareness are come up, and a lot of people get easily understand about the device and the benefit of that particular technology which we are providing.
Yeah. Yeah. True. So I get another question here. What is the charge of one installation of your unit or device? You
We
mentioned
do
you.
have again a customized model. So it's again a start with you can say it's based on the requirement of the customer. So it start with
Mm.
1 lakh rupees to up to 5 lakh rupees. We do have a model. So it's purely based on the requirement, like which type of pollutant they are looking for, which type of like circumstances are there, where they want to install, and what are the surroundings are there. So based on that, we do have a right selection of sensors. So right now we do have a two product available. One is then low cost, and one is bit of expensive, but at the same time give you the fairly accurate result as compared to the conventional technology. We are also planning to come up with the middle version. Like right now, we are discussing with few people, few NGOs. They are looking for a really low cost device. So again, we are reducing the cost. We are selecting a few other reliable source of sensor manufacturer, and planning to like introduce one more model, which is again a really low cost. And in India, you might know there are major problem for PM 2.5. So we are come up with the product which is having the only PM 2.5 and PM 10, and a few more environmental parameter like temperature, humidity, and pressure and all. So that device we are come up. So it
Right.
might be a cost of maybe less than 50,000 or something. We already have a pipeline discussion for few people and who wants to like install our devices even across the. I'll give you the good example of that NGO who's working in Delhi.
Hmm.
That the is working for especially for the rural regions, like
Right.
in particular the belt of Orissa to up to the Delhi. There are the big mining, the coal mining is available,
Hmm.
and
Right.
government are not doing a lot of activity for pollution measurement across the mining industries because they are the coal
Hmm.
mining and lot of dust are there, lot of coal particles are there, and the surrounding villages are even suffering from lot of disease in there. So we are
Hmm.
working with one of the NGOs. He's doing a lot of activity for that particular rural regions, and we are the part of that. We have just associate with that NGO and supplying
Hmm.
low-cost devices to deploy that particular villages where that entire the coal mining are available. So we'll generating data and submitting to the right body to take some corrective action to the mitigate of problem of the PM2.5 and that coal dust. So that's how we are working with the different people and that you said the device cost. So that's how we are working.
Right, right. So at this point, we have about 13 minutes to go, and I would like to remind the audience that we still have time for your questions as they come live. And again have to remind you that you have the opportunity of contacting the startup directly in case we are unable to take your question or you want to contact anyways. Uh, Having said that, I will go to the next question here, and one second. So
So anyone from the audience, anyone have any questions and wants to be collaborate with us? So can be
yes,
reached anytime to me. My email ID is vignesh@prakriti.com, prkruti.com. So like I'm available 24/7. So just send me an email or if anyone like you can see the prakriti.com website where we do have all information with what we are doing, so can be reach out anytime.
right. So there is one question here which says that the you have mentioned that the Prakriti Light Indo is available in Amazon,
Yeah.
but someone says that he is not being able to find it there. Uh, why is it? And also one particular reminder here, if there are any investors looking to invest in gel technologies, please head to the investor room. Okay, so then coming back to the question,
Yeah.
if you have this, is it available in Amazon basically?
Yeah, we do have a two product range. One is for the Prakriti Outdoor, which is not available there in Amazon, but we are working for one more device, which is Prakriti Light.
Yeah.
It is available on Amazon.in platform. So you can just search it out, Prakriti Light with the right spelling. I'll tell you more about the device. Uh, the Prakriti Light is the world smallest, the coin size personal air quality trackers. So it is useful to the person who is extensive travel or maybe doing a lot of outdoor meetings and something. You just need to plug your device to your mobile phone and immediately you can see the air quality around you. So that's something innovative idea we come up right now. This device is available for Android mobile phone and Type C model, but we soon come up with the iPhone version. So we are just working on it. There are some policies from the Apple, so we are not introducing that product, but we are coming very soon for come up with that iPhone version. But again, Andra, there is a question from the audience. You said for it is not available in Amazon. Can
Yes, 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 yes. That was
so
a
it is
question.
available. It is available in Amazon. I can see from my side. It might be
Okay,
is
so
not.
Yeah, possibly it's good for the person to contact you directly, and maybe you can
Yeah, they
explain.
can directly call, like you just visit the website of and getting my number, so they can call
Yeah.
me anytime. Yeah, I can
Yes,
help them
yes.
out.
So the website is here for access, and if you click on contact startup there, you can reach out to Gel Technologies. One of these guys will answer your questions. I have got a new question here, and this is about a waste management NGO. They're asking that if they can do a trial of your equipment to measure methane from a landfill and particulate matter from a waste burning site. Is that possible?
Yeah, we'll open to like deploy our devices to any of the customers. So if they come up with the detail where they wants to install the devices, we can start a demonstration over there and find out the methane and PM 2.5 particle pollution over there. So if somebody is asking, so I'm okay to work with you guys and sending me the more details. So I'm happy to like deploy devices over there.
Right, right. I have another question here which says, what is the end goal of your business? How do you see this progressing over the years from now? Let's say 5 years or 10 years.
Uh, like pollution is a big challenge across the mankind. So we are already like starting our journey to developing a product, and it is useful for knowing the real effect of pollutions. So since from now to the coming 5 years, we are aiming to, like again we are just waiting to come up with a good the real guideline coming from the CPCB or the governing body, so our devices can be installed across the city. We are generating right data with right accuracy, and it really helpful to the even general public to get a good breathe for our future generation. So we are aiming to have a better future generation with utilizing our technology. We do again apply a lot of algorithm and generating a key insights, and everything can be useful for the policy making, uh, the body, and that is our aim for next 5 years to like associate and deploy our devices across the India, and not only India. We are just planning to even expand our business to even a few of the Europe's and few of the American customers we are working with. So that's the aim, and again the top of the early adopter of the company, we are getting a lot of traction and lot of device to be installed across the India. So that's the
Right,
aim
right.
for next
So
five
all the
years. Yeah,
good vibes, all the good vibes, right?
yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So in your demo day pitch, you mentioned about sustainable and scalable solution for the air pollution industry. Um, can you explain a bit more on that and probably explain how your business model works? And
I already like explained about the present scenario. So
okay.
like government was already like installing the devices, which is a bit of conventional technology. It is
Mm-hmm.
again very cost effective, need a lot of space, power and manpower and operation maintenance. So
Yeah.
anyway, it's not scalable across the places. So
Yeah.
we definitely need something to scalable. So like we come up with the Prakriti device, which is again a very tiny device, which is
And there is
having
a question
the.
here. Why is it called Prakruti specifically?
Yeah. It's a Prakriti. It means it's a nature. The word meaning the nature. So it's the product related to the nature. So that's why we are just putting the word as a Prakriti.
Okay.
And
Okay.
even our company name is also a Jal Technology. So that is also related to nature. So again,
Right.
all together, the bunch of things are related to nature. That's the background of Prakriti only. So the device
Okay.
is again really like the compact, is having the inbuilt sensors. It's a weight of something like 2 to 3 kgs of the variant, different variant. It is even standalone, having the battery inbuilt, having the solar powered, so no need additional power supply. And it fairly give the accurate result as compared to the conventional technology. We just mentioned it's a sustainable and the scalable solution, because if we really wants to go a deeper root of the problem, we need to have a lot of installation across the places, because one or two installation cannot be helpful to get the real scenario. If you need to have, get the real scenario, you need to install a lot of devices. Like in terms of like we just want to know the real fact of pollution in Delhi, we need to like install even more than 1,000 devices across the Delhi. So
Mm,
that's how in each and every corner we can get the real scenario of the pollution. And the
right,
low cost device and the scalable device can helpful to like sort it out that problem. So
right,
that's the meaning of like sustainable and scalable solution, which we mentioned in a pitch.
right, right, right. Right. So we are kind of closing in. We have about 4 minutes to go. Again, feel free to contact the startup from their page, and we as we have one of the questions. If this is not the last question, uh, how has the Shell E4 program been instrumental in ensuring your success in this current difficult COVID scenario?
Beautiful. Being an industry leader, Shell is having a lot of expertise in energy and oil and gas. So, like, we feel really proud and blessed to be a part of E4 program. Shell Mentor is always available to help for making any sort of strategy, a business model, or how to go to market strategy, and many more things like in terms of ethics and compliance, GDPR. So experts are always available, because being a startup, we are a lot of things we are missing. We are not adopting in day-to-day practice. But after like associate with Shell, we do start doing a lot of activity, a lot of like ethics and compliance and GDPR, we are just already implemented in our day-to-day working pattern. Apart from that particular things, we are also associate with the people from the Shell. They are ready to like deploy our devices with a few of the Shell asset and few of the Shell premises. Even Shell labs is also available, but due to this COVID and all, we are not getting that benefit to even put our devices across the lab and get some accuracy testing and everything. But later on, we are just planning to utilizing the Shell lab also. So it's a pleasure to work with Shell, and it's again a proud to associate with Shell, and it's helped a lot for even scalability for making our device to use of many of our customers. So Shell, it's great. Thank you, Shell, to like select us among the many startup across the India in energy sectors. So we are thankful to Shell, and its experience is really amazing.
Perfect. And on that note, I also have a comment from a Shell colleague who says that they are very interested in your technology and very keen to connect with you.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would be connecting with you via your page.
All
Uh,
right.
so so
Okay.
so we are uh, very close to the closing time now. So I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. It has been a fantastic demo day. We have. I hope all of you have enjoyed it. You can access the recordings of this Q&A after the event has wrapped up as well. You'll be still able to contact the startup via the event webpage. So please connect with them. And thanks again. And we hope you have enjoyed this meeting and the Shell E4 demo day. Uh, Thanks a lot. And thanks, Vignesh. Thanks, Mahendra.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone. Thank you,
Thanks.
Indra, and who is part of this session. Thank you, everyone, to joining us. We look
Thanks a
forward
lot.
for your questions.
Yeah.